Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look at Luna, see kind of what's going on, of course, help you understand big picture, what's going to happen next, right? Now, just to preface, I've seen a lot of people get wrecked on Luna trying to short here recently, so I would recommend being very cautious. It has a tendency of bouncing back very strong. Well, obviously it pulls back too. So we'll look at kind of what's going on and where that's at here. But generally speaking, if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. Just really love teaching people how to trade. So I hope you can learn something here today. If you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a website. Link in the description below. I share my signals for every single trade that I take. Trading community, trading academy. We have weekly roundtable discussions. It's a really awesome experience. So check that out in your own time. Once again, CryptoCache.tech. So taking a look here though at Luna, pretty obvious. We're seeing a bounce back here with this trend line. So if you look at this trend line, this ascending type of trend line, it isn't broken free from that yet. Bitcoin's on a very similar one. It's just a very slow progressive increase, whereas Luna is obviously just hammering out some nice gains here today. Okay, so we'll take a look at that, of course, here. But generally speaking, all good stuff. RSI's tapering off from 70, bouncing off of basically right around 55, 60, and it's looking very good. RSI is in great shape. I love to see it when the one-day chart just kind of hovers close to 70 the whole time and doesn't break too far ahead, because then it doesn't have that overextension. And even though it can work as a support level, sometimes it's not needing to, because it's just having this healthy corrections, which to me is awesome. I love to see this. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there. MACD divergence potential on the one day. Keep that in mind. This is something that some people will use quite exclusively. I like the MACD on the 4-hour time frame better. Kind of helps us signal reversals, but generally speaking, this does imply that we've had a lot of bullish continuation to the upside and it's due for a correction. It's kind of what it's telling us. Will that happen? In most cases, it doesn't, just based on the fact that the one-day convergence, I don't think has a tremendous, I wouldn't say value, but just because it's such a large moving average that it has a tendency of not being 100% reliable. I prefer the 4-hour myself. So once again, I would say take that with a grain of salt, but that does tell us that we could potentially see a reversal based on the fact that it's overextended and the momentum the bulls are losing the momentum, right? And it makes sense that they are, because that we've pushed up a few times to this level and haven't quite fully broken through. Okay. Again, we haven't established that true all-time high territory. Yes, we hit some all-time highs recently that were just barely above the previous, but the one-day candlestick closes are not reflective of a breakout. Once again, you build more volume at that price point, you could very well see that, and that's what we're probably going to see. Anyways, that's where the one day is at. On the 4-hour, we're still trending really close to the 50-day simple moving average. Lost it for a few hours, but back on track. So all good stuff there in that sense. Luna's looking very good, very strong on the 4-hour time frame here. We're also testing 50 on the RSI. So if we can break above, get a close above 91.69, be in very, very good shape, because that's obviously a key level Fibonacci retracement line that's having trouble breaking back above. Okay, so Luna is having some type of resistance there, essentially right around, and just say round number, $92. So $92 is a point of contention for that. But here's the inverse of previous conversation about MACD. The moving average convergence divergence is an interesting thing, where it takes the 12-day exponential moving average, and when you intersect with a 26-day exponential moving average, it tells us that there's a shift in momentum that could occur. In other words, the bears are losing control. You can see this right here, as well as the fact that the bulls are potentially going to take control when you have this little crossing point here. So to me, I would much more rather bank on a 4-hour MACD convergence than a one-day MACD divergence. Okay. Once again, just because it tells us the story, because when you have this shift in momentum in the 4-hour time frame, it translates to the one day. So this will effectively give us a bounce on the MACD divergence and instead have a convergence on the MACD if this comes to fruition, right? Again, we got to break past $92 first. That's the point. We got to get above. So good news is we're up over some moving averages. We are effectively ascending with this wedge type of pattern, and the likelihood of a breakout is pretty high, because if you look at this here, you can see a nice push continuing higher, and we can see that the price kind of gets a little bit of rejection there, so to speak, right around the $100 mark. So is this the next potential push up that'll break to the upside? I think that's more likely than the inverse, where the price may potentially go down. And again, Luna has some tremendous fundamentals, so make sure you do your own research if you're considering investing, but I would just say add to your position if you already have one, because the likelihood of it breaking down lower is I would say just marginally lower than the price going higher, right? Now, honestly, truth be told, we have some conflicting information here, right? We've got some signals telling us, hey, the price could turn around here. But we've also got some pretty good indications telling us the price should continue. And to me, Luna has proven to be very strong in the past, and I do sincerely feel that Luna will continue higher. How much higher? Hard to say specifically. We have to bridge that gap when we get there. We need to get a nice one-day candlestick close, a solid close over 100, and to build a foundation of volume there, use that as a support level instead of a resistance. We need to have something like that first. But between now and then, I would say it's, I hate to say 50-50 in a lot of ways, but what we have, once again, we're at this price point where it's hard to say where it's going to go. The one thing is holding true, though, is this trend line, okay? Again, the trend is your friend. Try to understand that. If you're going to use any indication of pretty much, RSI, MACD, etc., all these things factored in together, I would much rather take a trend line than any of those things combined. Again, this trend is essentially telling us the price is continuing higher and it's not willing to go much lower than that. So that's a very good sign to me. Personally, that would probably be the determining factor here to give me just a little bit more of an edge on Luna to anticipate it going higher than lower, right? Again, when you're trading, all you're doing is stacking the odds in your favor of trying to anticipate where it's going to go next, right? Because no one truly knows. No one has a glass ball or what is it, crystal ball? They're made of glass. And, it's hard to really anticipate what's going to happen next, truth be told. But in a lot of ways, trend lines can essentially help you. And if you kind of just take multiple factors and build a case, and the fact that, hey, Luna's more likely to go up than it is to go down, you're kind of going with the odds in your favor. And the more often you go with the odds again instead of against the odds, the more successful you're going to be. All right. Anyways, enough about that. So yeah, we looked at TD sequential just really quick. We're at a 5. We could potentially and likely should see a push to the upside here, though. We have enough time, enough gas left in the tank to allow it to push higher. So I do think we're going to see the price probably break above $92 here in the next 4 hours. That should be a likelihood here. Let's see here. We're also going to want to look at Ichimoku Cloud. And here's something to note too, though, and this is kind of one of those contrary scenarios where the cloud is tentatively working as a resistance right now. So just say hypothetically the price goes sideways for up until about tomorrow, it'd be tomorrow morning. We could inevitably see the price break above the cloud, right? Just say it goes sideways, it'll naturally break above the cloud. At that point, the conversion line is still above the baseline, the lagging span is still free and clear of any price action. We'll be in good shape to go ahead and take a position at that time. Okay, that's basically what you're looking for, and that would coincidentally be still synonymous with this pattern here, this wedge that's effectively pushing the price action higher. So I'm speculating within about 24 hours, even if the price goes sideways from here, we should expect a breakout to the upside right around this time tomorrow. Okay, so in 24 hours from now, we should expect to see the price break to the upside based on that sentiment. Again, guaranteed? No, definitely not. But this trend line is helping us. We have a MACD potential convergence. If we can just get the price to break this trend line of $92, or sorry, this resistance of $92. And if we can just say break above 92 and kind of trend sideways for a little while, use that as a support level. And then this time tomorrow, break free from the cloud, we'll see a price increase from there. Between now and then, I would recommend just waiting to see if $92 is broken. Maybe consider dollar cost averaging a little bit. I wouldn't go all in, because we're still at this point right now where Luna, it could very well drop further. There's no doubt about that. I mean, we've seen it's printed some green candles expecting a reversal, and it keeps going lower. Granted, Bitcoin did poorly that day, but that's besides the point. Again, Bitcoin hits 40,000, 41,000 in the near future. We're definitely going to see Luna test $100 and then beyond, right? So again, Luna isn't completely reliant on Bitcoin, but it needs to have some stability from Bitcoin. That's why we're seeing something here today, right? We've got a doji candle, and we had a gravestone candle yesterday. That's typically a bullish gravestone where the price should increase and come back from there. And if we have that happen with Bitcoin, we get it closer to 40,000. Again, there's no doubt that we're going to exceed 92 and start pushing back to 100 from Luna. All right, but if for some reason or another Bitcoin takes a dump tomorrow, or perhaps the day after, in light of the potential inflation, then we could also see a dip from Luna too. So just be mindful of that, okay? That's why I think just a full-on all-in position right now would be disadvantageous. I mean, I never really recommend that in any circumstance, but we got a lot of conflicting information. We need to wait this out just a little bit longer. Close above 92 would be fantastic for the one-day candle, and then of course consolidation. sideways until this time tomorrow, see a breakout above the cloud from there. I think we're going to be in good shape there. Once again, as long as Bitcoin is going sideways or up, continuing to honor its trend line, Luna will also continue to honor its own trend line. I hope you found benefit here, of course. If you're not currently a community member, CryptoCache.tech is the website. I look forward to working with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time.